That's the jam. Steeped. Singing Rage called out. It's let us cling together. They're not going to say it, are they? They're going to hide those words from me. Say the words. Nope, they're not going to tell me. It's always going to be let us cling together in my mind. That's probably fine. Let's keep it off for now. I'll turn these on later, probably. We can turn the animations down. That's really... these are problems with the PlayStation version. It took forever to do some of the effects. I'm hoping that they have fixed up some of the gameplay issues that were on the PSP version, which created new issues while fixing up old issues. Coins? Well, anyway. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. How do I confirm? Oh, there. I didn't see it anywhere. Okay. They have a whole page just for that. Okay, anyway. I'm noticing... I was wondering if they would have... But they didn't give me the option to put in the old models pixel art, which I'm gonna want. And that is why I didn't buy this on the Switch. I was tempted because it's portable. I might still. But we'll just have to rely on mods.
Isles, jewels of the Ibero Sea. Long a center of naval commerce, the people here have struggled throughout history for dominion over these shores. Finally, there rose a man to put an end to this conflict, Ogre Reborn. History would know him as the Dynast King. Ogre took the distant
Dumb name, dumb title.
Calling the islands home and united them as one. He encouraged marriage between clans,
cool guy
forging
though.
bonds to strengthen his newborn kingdom. For fully half a century, the Dynast King reigned, and Valeria knew prosperity. But the embers of discord smoldered.
I didn't buy it on Switch
On
because
the death of the king,
Steam will certainly have
Rune of
mods.
Lantern Morn incited the ruling
And I
Buckle
expect that one of the mods will be
independence of
to
their
fix
royal city of
the
Hyde.
graphics to be pixel style, the way I want them,
schemings of
old
the
school.
Abuna had only just begun. Backed by the Holy Lodician Empire to the north, Branton created the Buckram Valerian Kingdom.
Now this guy
naming himself as
sucks.
regent.
This guy's a real piece of shit.
He would have seen his rule span the Isles were
And
it
him
not for
too.
Lancelot Tartaros, High Champion of the Dark Knights of Lodis.
So the
Lancelot warned against such
PSP
reckless
version came in
expansion.
and renamed
Reluctant,
wrong.
Branton
Like they
reined in
misspelled
his troops.
Lancelot. And his name is
This
Lons
left two
anyway.
plans to vie for supremacy in the south.
But it's
The
fine.
Galgastani and the Wallister. 7 men in 10 were Galgastani, and on order of Hierophant Leandor Balbatos, the Galgastani declared blood war against the weaker Wallister in a move to claim the south as their own. Valeria watched as the wholesale slaughter of the Wallister race began.
This is the same plot though.
Duke Judah Ronway led the Wallister in resistance. They were far outmatched. In the span of half a year, They had been brought to their knees. Balbatos proclaimed the kingdom of Galgastan, and with it an official end to the Blood War. But these things would bring no end to Wallister's suffering. A piecemeal resistance continued, yet with their Duke
I
in
was
chains,
still out.
efforts flagged.
Anyway.
The remaining Wallister were confined to a small province allotted them by Balbatos and the Galgastani. There, the survivors resigned themselves to eke out such life as they could. Victory begets peace, and for once, the battlefields of Valeria stood silent. Yet none believed the calm would last.
Okay. If this is like the first game, the next movie that we'll play is a demo of all the units, so I'm going to let it show me that that's not what it's going to do. I don't expect it to, because it's really silly and old school to do that. But maybe they will, and I'll take notes if they want to give them to me. This game has very extreme decisions that are just like super new to me at the time. I wasn't used to making any kind of decision in my video games that wasn't like super polar, right? Like it was like Oblivion, sort of. You're either a necromancer or you're the Arch King Wizard. Like that's not what's going on in this game. This game gives you real options. It was the first time I've ever been presented with that kind of choice. It's got like a lawful, neutral, and chaotic path based on those choices, so if you want to see everything that is in the game, you'll have to play it probably upwards of 8 times. Or at least have a save at each major choice. I think there's 3 of them. Yeah, if you choose the lawful path, you're probably a jerk, and you are absolutely going to change the entire game dramatically. Like, it's a very, very different game from the chaos path. And then you can choose neutral later to get back on track in either direction and get a sort of a thing, but it's still different than if you had just done that from the beginning.
Tactics Ogre.
Here's our protagonist. If you liked Final Fantasy Tactics, this game is by the same company, same devs, more or less, originally. What is our cool... Do we like dark scale, black scale, twin scale, fire, light? Give me that. I'm gonna make him fire just because. Before I start, I'm gonna check one thing. I want to see if I can manipulate the audio to be on my mixer. I'm not sure if I can or not. Let's find out. I can. Sweet. Okay, let's go. The thing you've missed that makes this episode 7 is Ogre Battle. And I don't actually know anything about those games. I've never really played them much. Some of the characters from Ogre Battle are in here, though. This really silly thing helps you build up stats. You want to hang out for this, Ribbon? You can hop in the Discord if you'd like to chat. I'll share it, too. How violent is our character is what they're asking us here. This does have an effect on our stats. Not a huge effect. I don't think it's super important. They make it seem like it is, right? They make it seem like it's a big deal. You can get some wildly different stats for doing this in specific ways that I sure don't know offhand, and especially now since it's new. Let's not go nuts with our wish. Let's not go crazy. Rogue Legacy speedrunning. I mean, well, these options suck. What the? Well, you know how it is. We lost because of 3 luck. This... It looks like there's more than 4 of them. Oh. Okay, they added elements since, since the PlayStation one, maybe in the PSP version, but, this affects combat in a very real way. And I think that's mostly terrain-based, like if we're fighting in a swamp, we're gonna eat shit as fire. There's a lot of swamps. Not so much, I don't know about these. Earth is a really good one to pick, I think, in general, based on my... Yeah, I'm gonna take this. What's up, Rib?
Hey, Smite, how's it going?
I have a screen share for you.
Neat.
We used to pass a save of this game back and forth, and we had a rule where we couldn't bring back anybody who died. We had to use the res spell, right? No, we couldn't train. That's what it was. No training allowed.
Yeah, no training, no reloading or anything like that. And whoever had to play that particular chapter, because as you'll find in this game, there are particular choices you make that really change your direction. So I think I made some choices that you may have not made, and you had to deal with the consequences. It was great.
Did they say let us cling together? I missed it. Damn. Well, I like the music, but yeah, the pixel art is why I bought this on Steam. I was wondering if I should buy it on Switch or not, but I figured there's going to be cool mods for this. Having it be portable, though, maybe will be nice.
Just wondering if you're going to do the thing that you can do in the very first fight or not.
Absolutely. If I'm allowed. It's a test of time. Yeah, they have put like super 2x AI filters on everything. It's super weird. That's what I knew is the character models. For some reason they did this. And that's my big complaint right out the gate. The music is upgraded.
Yeah, it looks like they put, like, if you run like the SNES, you could put filters on the game. That seems to be what they did here.
I don't know why. It's their new style to just not pixelate it. This is voice acted, so I'm gonna shut up and let them.
It's as we heard, Denham.
Oh
Lancelot's
my.
returned.
I never thought he'd sound like that.
Then it's time. Right, sister?
Voice of voice.
Time to end this madness. We can't beat him, you know that.
What are you saying, Kashua? You'd have us pass up a chance like this?
It's foolishness to think the 3 of us might defeat the Dark Knights.
They're the ones who have been foolish, and we stand to gain.
Don't tell me you're scared. If you've lost your taste for blood, I'll do this myself.
How much blood
That's
could he
enough,
have tasted
Vice.
at this point?
Let's go.
I like how they slightly changed everybody's
This
name by
won't
like
end
one
well.
letter.
Yeah.
And what do we
Denam.
gain by taking their lives anyway?
Lancelot is captain of the Dark Knights, and they are the source of Barker.
Lance.
Kill
It's a way better
Lancelot,
name than
and you remove
Lancelot.
one of the pillars supporting them. The Buckram will falter, if only for a moment. Yet that moment will be all the encouragement the Galgastani require. They want Valeria for their own.
The turmoil of the last war has only just settled. And you'd start another?
Are we Wallister so free of turmoil now, Koshua? We are less than vermin in their eyes. Insects to be crushed underfoot.
If war begins anew, we'll die just the same.
I love this plan.
They're here.
This thrown together plan where they're arguing about whether they should even do it or not
Denim, go
while
around
it's
behind.
happening, and then they see
Right.
this elite crack team of paladins, and they're like, yeah, let's get them. Birdman
Nothing can go wrong.
flapping in. Yeah, good luck. It's just level 3, 400 health.
Yeah, HP values seem a little higher than I remember.
Recovery time low is the wait time. This game is turn-based, tactics game, just like Tactics Ogre or anything on the PlayStation was, or Final Fantasy Tactics I think is the one most people know. So it's based on how much stuff they're carrying when they can move. And even though these guys are loaded up, they're still able to move before us. I saw them do that.
Games like this are hard when you're level 1, as Denim is about to find out.
I cast a stone at Warren.
Eat it, Warren. Give me that XP.
Yeah.
Wait, where's the XP?
I forget how it works. I think they changed
Who
it.
goes there?
Anyway, we're gonna give up our
Friends of the
flank.
Resistance, and no friends of yours.
The Resistance.
I expected a warmer welcome than this. They're children.
Wait, do you even know who we are?
You're Lancelot, and that makes you my enemy.
Lancelot is my name, true. How is it that you know me?
How could I forget you? The Dark Knights laid torch to this town only a winter past.
The Dark Knights? But we come from the kingdom of New Zenobia to the east.
And Lancelot of the Dark Knights has but one eye. You have two.
One eye, you say? Would that he lacked my name as well. His reputation, it seems, does me no favors.
No marauding knights us, but mercenaries come looking
Oh,
for
Gov.
us.
I am Lancelot Hamilton, a holy knight of Zenobia.
And I am Canopus, the one they name Windcaller. Our aged
No one
companion
calls
here
you
is-
that, my man.
The Starseer, Warren Oman. At
It's not
your
Warren Moon,
service.
it's Warren Oman.
Mirden Warhorn, a knight of Zenobia, as it please you.
Gildus is my name. There now, no need to be frightened.
I wasn't. I don't know what to say.
Forgive us, good knights. But perhaps this meeting might benefit us both. We have need of strength such as yours.
Ah, tell us your tale then. We are
Yeah,
strangers.
the font
in this
maybe
land,
shouldn't
and
be
I
in
would
all
hear more
caps,
of
but
it.
otherwise it's not too bad.
Vice is my name. It would seem that you are not our enemy.
I am the Sybil
And the
Karshua,
voice acting?
and this
Pretty
is my
good.
brother, Denim.
here's our first choice to be a complete moron and be like, no, don't trust these guys for no reason
I'm
at
Denim. Please, forgive our error.
Already forgotten.
all. You can be a true bonehead
You
in
did
this
give us
game.
quite the surprise. Now, do you think we might talk somewhere out of this?
Please,
wretched
forgive me for
pit?
throwing a rock at you, Warren.
We have just the place.
And hitting.
It's
Got
not
him good.
much, but it's secret, and it's safe.
How secret is it? It's right over there.
As it is, we lack swords enough to
They have a
face
nice
the
halberd.
Galgastani.
Up on that wall there.
The Bakram share our deficit. A deficit they've remedied by joining forces with Lodis.
so Lodus sent them the Dark Knight's Loslorian.
Loslorian is an order under the direct
All of them are
command
staring
High
in the
Priest
sun.
Sardian,
I know,
ruler
picture
of
it.
Lodus. They are said to be the greatest of the 16 orders and the High Priest's favorite besides. Yet he uses them not in open battle, but in shadows and secrecy. They are his ears and his dagger. They are as dark as their name.
And these Dark Knights, whatever you call them, are backing the Buckram, eh?
So, why are you come to our isles? Does Zenobia think to claim Valeria as her own? Do Lodus and Zenobia mean to bring their wars to our shores?
Who cares?
Enough, Vice.
Your question deserves an answer. We are Zenobian, after all. Yet we do not serve as knights of Zenobia. We were banished, cast out.
We're outlaws. No place waiting for us back home, eh?
We've come
You
to
keep
find
saying that
work,
word.
preferably of the well-paying variety.
I don't trust you, and I don't trust your story. This is our fight.
Vice, please.
Vice, shut up.
Lord Knight, you must forgive our passion.
Just any one of these guys could kill all three of
There
us,
is nothing to forgive.
and it wouldn't even be a fight.
Tell me, what will you do now?
For one, we have to get Duke Ronway out of Almorica.
Duke Ronway. He's
Telling
your
Vice
leader.
to shut up is a very important part of the game.
Not just us. He leads all the Wallister. The Galgastani hold him captive in their castle. They plan to execute him, if the rumors are to be believed. And we mean to stop them.
A duke? But if his purse matches his title, a little rescue work might be just the thing. How about it, Lancelot?
Look, I'm sorry for not trusting you. It's true that if we're to rescue the Duke, we're going to need help.
Then there's nothing to be gained jabbering on here, eh? To Almorica Castle.
Yeah, these guys are all
Wait.
action.
The castle is well defended. A fight there would mean our deaths. And yours, Lord Knight. And I've seen enough of fighting. Enough of death.
Come on,
What about
Kachua, we
you,
just
then?
started the game.
Would you have our aid?
That's right. I know it's the 7th in the chapter, though. There's no need, I'll do it myself.
Without your help, the Duke is as good as dead.
Ah, then it's settled. We will prepare at once.
Why do you not heed me, brother? I know how you must feel. But what of my feelings? I don't want to lose you. Our father is dead. A hard truth, but a truth all the same. In all the world, you are the only one bound to me by blood. I couldn't bear to let you die. Forgive me. I know my words will not sway you. Only promise me. Promise you'll never leave your sister.
What's keeping you? Everyone's ready.
Shut up, Vice.
You
No
can't
promises
hold him
were
forever.
made.
He's no little boy anymore.
Do not speak to me of my brother. He does not share your lust for blood.
I have no love for war, but I'd sooner die on my feet than on my knees.
You would die on the backs of others.
You were the one who brought them in here, Kashua.
Because when I find a tool well suited for a job, I use it. At least one of us has the sense to recognize an opportunity. You should thank me.
Is that how you see people? As tools? I'd have expected more of a Sybil.
He didn't call her a bitch in this version like he does in the original translation.
I only want
They
to
cleaned
see
it up.
An end of death.
The original translation honestly feels like a fan ROM patch translation. Anyway, she's right, Vice is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Consistently. Always.
Now, if I remember one thing, this is based on the PSP port, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So I think we didn't get XP when we threw that rock because XP is not based on a character but on classes, I believe. And you get XP at the end of combat, maybe? I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Warren report. I'm tired of all this bloodshed.
You're going to be exhausted by the end of this game, then.
The Wheel of Fortune.
All the lore.
Yeah, this is not new. These old stories were still in the game. They were just in like a different, uglier menu. But yeah, there was. We can read on the parade that got attacked. The execution of the Duke is happening. I don't feel like they covered that very well. I mean, he did say that that guy was as good as dead, but they meant like this weekend. They meant now. We have to go now. They're not messing around for a reason. They have good reason to get moving immediately.
Yep, you can definitely play through the game and not read these and still piece together the story, but it's a whole lot easier when you decide to read the Codex.
King Dragula. I don't know if a Sybil is a thing in actual reality, but in this game at least it is a priestess of a sort.
Mm-hmm. I do like on their photos here that like you can actually see Kachua's red pendant, which comes into play later.
Yeah, he has a blue one. I think that's equipped. I need to look at their equipment actually. Let's take a gander at that. They're probably going to go over all of this stuff soon, so I'm not going to bother. This game has a demo at the start, usually. Training exists. Okay. Now here's the question. Are they going to say, fight it out? Is that still in here?
Maybe. Let's find out.
Okay. This is his necklace.
It's kind of new. There's skills over on the right. What is that?
One-hand sword. This is probably Final Fantasy Tactics kind of stuff. I don't know anything about these combat systems. Just the basics of it. Fists. What a jerk. What a doofus. She's a healer and she's equipped to go, and she has exorcism. That's neat. That's very good.
Oh, that's huge.
Trust your sister and leave me be. Trust your sister and leave.
Where's the remove from party button? I need to see if he still says I'm his buddy and I can't remove him.
Where is it, actually? Can you click on him? Maybe that's it?
I don't see it.
No?
Eventually we'll have more... I mean, maybe they just made the character list bigger and you don't need to do that, but... That's possible, I guess. Originally, you could click on him and a menu would pop up. It would be over here. It would just be omit, and you could just kick him out of the team. But you wouldn't be allowed to because obviously he's important, so he would say something like, "Oh, I'm your friend." No. They all would say something like that.
Something the matter? I rather like things the way they are.
Oh, here we go. He can't use any of this. You can give him a men's leaf. It's 5 cents, heals 75. I don't know why I shouldn't put 4 skills up here.
Yeah, I guess you can't equip the weapon unless you have the skill, maybe. Also, one thing you mentioned earlier, RT. If you equip the, you think you may want to just, throw a bunch of herb on everyone so you can use them mid-combat, but that's actually going to slow down your characters quite a bit.
That's true. They weigh something. This one weighs 11, and we have 97 RT, so, we're barely faster than Vice, but we would be slower than everybody by putting that on. I think RT is bad. It's the weight, right? So this guy is the heaviest. So RT is recovery time. It's like latency. Like, it's just bad. It's a bad number. You want it to be as low as possible. So 97 is pretty steep. I don't know why he's so heavy. It's because he's wearing a lot of stuff, I guess. He's wearing some slops.
It could also be based on his class too. I think classes have a base amount of RT that is different. Like ninjas will be faster than knights, for example.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I don't see the class thing either.
They might unlock it later. We can see that denim right now with a warrior at least.
Yeah. Okay, these fort levels are multi-part, and that means that any injuries we sustain during the first part continues, that person's still hurt in the second part. That's really all it is. Otherwise, they get full heals usually after that battle, unless they changed it. Anyone who's dead generally stays dead, though. That might be different, I'm not sure. Probably is not. Oh, you get to see, that's awesome. You get to see the battle before you start. That's huge.
You also get to see how many battles there are too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, getting a preview of the field is big. It just lets you equip in advance.
Hey, you're the rebels what been hiding out in Goliath. Here to save your duke, is it?
I'm sad this guy's gonna die.
2,000 goth on that one's head, boys. Half the purse to him what brings him down.
Oi. Got me a big old hammer. Bapal. They have 2 archers, the ones with the berets, and a wizard. And then the other guys are just goons.
A narrow stream, scarce 1 pace across. Easily jump this. Watch.
Do a backflip over it, my man.
But look before, nah. You can only jump to ground of the same height or lower.
For now, at least.
One of the winged, like me, moves with no heed of height or terrain. Even so, rushing in alone without someone to watch your back is asking for an early grave.
Always keep a close watch on the action to see who will move next. Avoid unnecessary actions and keep speed on your side. The
Somehow
distance a
slower
unit
than the guys on
moves
plate
and
mail.
the actions it takes determine how long it must wait to move again.
Oh, I should have taken a look at their
The
equipment.
order in which units act is called the attack turn.
If I remember, you can't unequip it anyway, though.
You
Nope.
can sort units
It's neat,
by
though.
order of attack turn to quickly tell which unit will move next.
When a unit's turn comes round, you can command it to move, act, or use skills. What's more, you can issue these commands in any order you see fit. Think on your choice as well. The command to move can be cancelled at any time. If you find a unit out of range for a planned attack...
You know you're in some shit if the other team is tutorializing in front of you. You're just the training guy.
Units begin battle with no MP. that being the font of all
Like, boss, should we
magic
just stand
power.
here and walk in place and let them talk? Or should we go rush them?
Units accumulate MP gradually over time.
Never had a
Powerful
chance.
magic requires greater amounts of MP, so think ahead before casting a spell.
MP, what are you talking about, Warren?
She has nothing to say. Nice try. You can check them in here. Okay, what are we looking at? 7 and 15? Let me look at mine. Mine's just 4 straight damage. Okay, so that's they look like an AoE sweep or something, but it's just 4 damage. And this blocks 1, I guess. So his does 7 with 15 lightning damage or something.
Also, his weapon has 99 attack to your 41, too.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure what that number means then.
It says area, which is a little weird. Does it have maybe 2 range rather than 1? I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we try to hit something.
Yeah, this bow has 10, which I think is the tile distance that it has, maybe?
Well, it says 3 to 6, too, if you look at the range for the bow. Underneath it.
I'm not sure what that means.
See where it said 3 to 6?
Yeah.
But yeah, the 10, I don't know yet.
Insert attack. Okay.
I wonder if archers are still overpowered in this game.
Oh my.
Interesting.
Okay, there's hotkeys for that. I gotta figure out exactly what the buttons are here.
I'm definitely noticing that HP seems quite inflated compared to the PSX version.
That's probably good. When Lancelot attacks, I'll be able to see what the hell his sword means. It's gonna blast him.
Skills are divided into 4 broad categories: action, support, auto, and special. Units learn skills as they gain levels, according to their class. That just now was meditate, an auto skill.
Did you see me
Auto
shine?
skills will sometimes take effect before your turn comes around. Use this to your advantage.
Oof.
A conjurer of magics must do more than learn a spell to wield it in battle. You must assign each spell before you enter the fray. Assign spells to your units
Yeah, that's
on the
normal.
party screen. Be sure that you don't forget.
You'll need a class mark in order to change a unit's class. Some class marks can be found for sale in shops, but not all are to be had so easily.
He's just giving me random information.
A
Thanks, bud.
unit's level doesn't change when they change classes, so if one class isn't working out, a new line of work may be in order. There's no reason to go making things harder on yourself than they already are.
To use common consumables, such as Mendleaf in battle, you'll have to prepare before you're on the field. Up to 4 may be ready. Best choose them with your unit's needs in mind.
Take heed of the enemy's element before striking. There are 8 in all: air, earth,
lightning, water, fire, ice, light, and darkness. Each element has its strength. Air against earth and so on. It can be enough to give you the edge you need.
Each unit has a level, but so does your party. Your party's level will rise as you lead them to victory in the stages to come. And remember, a unit can't advance beyond the
level
of
caps.
the party.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That's another thing that might get modded away. We won't be able to just bruise through.
Can't sit around and just throw stones at each other in trainee in order to get to level 99.
Please. A rat can smell a trap, but not all rebels, huh? High time we were rid of your lot.
You got pink boots.
Support skills are just that, skills that provide some passive benefit to the user. When I move, you'll notice yellow points of light near me on the ground. This is a support skill called Rampart Aura. Any foes entering the range of the aura will be unable to move further until their next turn. Some support skills hinder the enemy's movement.
That's gross.
While others might grant enhanced strength. Consider well your class and lay of the battlefield when choosing which to use.
Smite.
I guess they didn't voice act everything.
That's true. I was going to, I don't know what the interrupt button is. I was going to turn the music down a little bit. Alright, let's go. Let's throw rocks at him. I gotta figure out what the hotkeys are for this or something. I feel like there's faster ways to select these options.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. Otherwise, this could be a long game.
Trap, and we walked right into it.
Trap or no, we fight or we die. I've never let a Galgastani get the better of me, and I don't mean to start today.
Focus, Vice. Our first duty is to save the Duke.
Don't lecture me on duty. Your only duty is to stay alive.
You're gonna get stabbed in the back while you're yelling
You
at me.
should not speak to Denham so. He was only trying to help.
They didn't counter. That's interesting. Neither did I. Wonder if that's random.
It may be a passive skill you need to equip nowadays. Or it could be random.
Yeah, it's not much of a trap. He's fire adverse.
Wait! You're no Wallisters! I know a man from Lodis when I see one.
Is that how you gotta say?
Kill him with the shield for no reason.
Every enemy having counter was pretty obnoxious. But every single enemy, unless they were shoved away, would fight back. Holy crap, that's mean as hell. A skill like that,
Are you all right?
it's out of
Denham?
hand. A combo
Shouldn't let
skill.
Vice get to you.
I'm fine, sister. Back to the battle.
I thought she was gonna say, "Did you see that?" Damn. That's not good. I'm weak to air.
What if you could actually lose this fight? It's probably unlikely.
I know you couldn't before I tried. Had the audacity to give it a shot. trying to figure out what... Yeah, that'll do. You can hold the right mouse to get that data. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. Incredible. I don't remember the camera buttons. I'm gonna change them back. There. Forgive my interruption. Get back to work. The freaking battle screams are a little gruesome.
I'm noticing we're still getting lots of treasure drops here, but I wonder if we still get card drops.
Oh! I don't think you do.
So much for that one.
Oh, my Xeno wine. Oh, man.
Your money is gone.
This bag is mine. I got the Dynast King's mead. 3 of them. Let's break those open. Ow. Let me hit the speed button, see what happens. Seems like it's going to be the default way I'll be playing.
Yeah, it looks like you'd be playing on fast forward and throwing a lot of rocks.
Just seeing if I can find hotkeys to move or whatever. Let me look.
Key bindings, neat.
This is the gamepad. Okay. Shortcuts.
Shortcuts. What was that key for shortcuts? Left control?
Trying to highlight my boy. This is why I need to change the camera. Focus active, I think, is what I want. Yeah. How I get that menu open quickly. Maybe I should be using a controller to play this. I'm not sure.
It's kind of the way it was intended to be played, I guess.
Yeah, take this.
Eat rocks.
This is the worst. Vice the Thief. Vulcan Lance.
Looks like our luck has turned.
Excuse me.
It's what you get for letting your opponent monologue for like 10 minutes during combat. Your third mark.
That is to change class?
I guess so. I see. So XP is at the end of combat now, and apparently you're capped at level 3.
Seems like a minor I mean, this is a better system than the old one, but...
The way inside is clear. Stay
So I guess that's what training is for.
Leave the heavy lifting to us, Denham. Come.
Now's my chance to try and rob my friends and get yelled at.
You don't have to worry about me. I can hold my own.
The sentiment is appreciated, but it's not necessary, I assure you.
I can look after myself. See to the others.
I'll not gainsay a friendly word of advice, but I'm set as is. Trust me.
No need to go worrying about that. I have all that I need for the battlefield.
Okay. They told me. Alright, there are a couple gameplay options. I don't know what these are.
I wonder what automate battle message it is.
I think it is the yeah. It's fine to turn that on, probably. One character at a time. Oh, I see. Okay. I'm not sure what these mean. That's all good. I'll get used to whatever the controls are for him.
A fine time for this, with Master Nibeth away. Listen well. We faced the rogues who slew Bapal and his men. Underestimate them, and share Bapal's fate. Give these rebel swine a taste of Galgastani steel. Almorica shall never fall!
Okay. Man, nice shot. The bow is a little better than it used to be, I think.
I remember going heavy archers whenever I played this game, and oh, Canopus is showing why.
It takes a lot more effort for them to kill these guys than it used to. They used to kill them in 2 hits.
Interlopers, why do you meddle in our affairs? Our struggle with the Wallister goes back generations. It's no concern of yours. Or do you seek to claim Valeria as Lodis does? I will have your answer.
We are men without a country. We have lent them our swords because it suits us to do so.
And we're looking for mercenary work, as it happens. Not hiring, by any chance?
And worry you'll leave for a bigger purse? We don't need outsiders to do our killing.
He makes a good point. Let's rescue this Duke, collect our reward, and be done with it.
Could have changed the whole game right there, my man.
A craven who would choose Luca over
So you're for being cheap.
deserves only one reward.
Is it money? Oh well. I can't believe you chose money over racism. Anyway, counter arch. Why does she have that skill? I want to look at that. Where's the unit list? I don't see it in here. She just does.
Maybe you need a melee weapon equipped in order to counter, rather than just punch. And I guess because she's fighting with fists, that counts.
And there's that weird mark for area again. I'm gonna look at the manual for that and see what I can find out about that later. Also, there's 4 numbers up top. I'm not sure why. I can't highlight any of that stuff.
Let me see if I can do some Googling.
It's probably the same kind of system it was in the PSP version. Yeah, it might just be that they counter automatically if it's from the front or something. Let me try. He didn't counter me, and he should have. She's babysitting me, as she always does. I take any damage at all, and she's excited to heal. Yeah, I'm already using the speed up. It's awesome. My money! Oh no, my Zolia dropped. I assume we don't get those if they pick them up, just like used to be the case. Which is insulting, but true.
Yep, I don't believe you get it if they reclaim it, which is weird because you killed them. Where did it go? No counter.
What if you could turn off the death screens? or modify them into air horns?
It's a mod coming to you soon.
Looks like I'm getting bonus damage, either from shoving him into something or from my sword, I'm not sure.
Maybe attacking from a higher elevation would do that.
Yeah, it might be backstab damage. Just listed differently. Instead of combining it in one like it should.
My life.
Nope.
For Galgastan.
Anyway, thanks for the bucks.
But he's regretting not paying the mercenaries now.
We are maxed out. That's fine with me. That's a good idea. It's fun to tear through the game real violently, but like to have it capped is what we tried to do. By not training, we were always one level behind the enemy, and it was more fun. Now we'll probably just be even. But in the old game, if you hit an enemy who was above you in level, you got like 1,000,000 XP just for landing a hit.
You have my thanks. Sweeter still that Wallister youths came to my aid.
Youths?
Denham, was it? Doubtless you and your friends are a gift from the Great Father himself. The Wallister boon is great, and our future bright.
We are not alone in our loyalty. Upon word of your Grace's release, many Wallister have left their haunts for Almorica.
And there is still time before the Galgastani come to remedy my freedom. Though not long, I fear. We must regroup. Now I must ask if the tale our guests have told us is indeed the truth.
Upon my sword it is. We are outcasts from our land.
I do not doubt your sword. It is the whiskers of your companion that give me pause. I hear a diviner matching his description was ever at the side of King Tristan when your new Zenobia came into being 2 years past. And that you, Sir Lancelot, were captain of the Holy Knights.
Somebody played Ogre Battle.
He's been jamming it.
Who placed him upon the throne? I too have heard tell of this diviner, but I am not he. Lodis plagues us with the Dark Knights, Lothlorien. How do we know that you are not some new menace visited upon Valeria?
If New Zenobia does not seek to usurp, I would have your proof.
Your Grace, these holy knights risked their own lives to win your freedom.
A man can claim knighthood only when he serves a worthy lord. It is for such a man that we seek.
I have your word, then, and its proof shall be in your deeds. You sought a reward. You shall have it, and employment besides. I would have you train our Wallister loyals as guards and soldiers here in Almorica.
As you wish.
Love to train. How polite.
You have these overpowered monster that we're going to train.
Now, Denham, your father was an Abuna in Goliath, was he not? I met him myself once. A wise man, Abuna Prancet. What happened in Goliath was a tragedy.
Please, Your Grace, you must avenge our father. No, all the people of Goliath.
Yet the enemy before us is Galgastan. They must come first. And for that, I will need knights. Knights such as yourselves. Will you join my table
knights.
at Almorica?
Yes.
Us? Knights?
Yeah, Vice knows what's up.
Heroes of Wallister, you will serve as a shining example to your clansmen. I would have you become knights in my direct service. Well, what say you?
Of course. I mean, as you wish, Your Grace. I know Denham's with me on this.
Excellent. Now, if you are to be
I forgot about this.
order, you will require a name.
Nope.
Is it still here? Flame skin. Get out. Log off.
Nope. What's it gonna be?
Well, we're fire burning hogs.
It's a biker gang? I like it.
The enemy's gonna say this. I wish it was voice acted. I wish there was a list of keywords that the enemy would say. The order of
What do you think?
burning hogs.
Yes, a fine name. You'll go far, I'm certain. I have
You're
much for you
being
to
very
do.
sarcastic right
Your
now.
first task takes you to the town of Chrysaro, to the southwest. The captain of my knights, Sir Leonar, has gone there in
I can't
pursuit
believe
of a former
Leonard has
overseer of
became
this castle,
Sir
a
Leonar.
necromancer named Nibeth.
We've updated this game by removing one letter
He's having a
from
harder
every single
time
person's
than was
name.
expected.
Except
You'll be
Nibeth
going
is the
to
same.
Chrysaro to aid him.
That's true.
Understood?
His
Now,
name was
before
too
you
perfect.
leave, you'll want to fill your ranks with soldiers from Almorica and purchase such gear as you'll require. I expect you have little in way of coin. So
I was
I'm
going to say,
giving
normally
you
they give us like
30,000
20
gold
grand,
from
which
the
is way
treasury,
too much.
and a few of
And
my
then you
own
never have
knights
money
to sell on.
problems again. But I'm not sure that that's still the case.
You can count on us, Your Grace. We won't let you down.
Then may victory and glory await you, young heroes of Wallister.
There is a crafting system, I think, unfortunately. A nasty
Sure
one.
is. Who this?
You've
Good
led
question.
us to gainful employ after all. My thanks.
No, it is I who should thank you.
So, you're off to aid one of the Duke's men. I regret we cannot join you. Above all else, stay alive. Win or lose, while there's life, there's hope.
I'll try to remember that.
Let's not forget, the dead get no second chances.
If death were our aim, there are swifter ways to go about it than soldiering. We fight
Not
to
many.
live.
True enough. Still, do not needlessly seek out danger. Enough will find you as it is.
Of course.
See you later, gang.
Alright, who's the new face?
You are the heroes of Goliath, are you not? I must thank you for saving His Grace the Duke. Indeed, accept my thanks on behalf of us all.
And you are?
Ravnus Loxarian, a knight in service of the Duke. I would ride to Leonar's aid myself, but his grace has other need of me. I fear the task falls to you.
No need of fear, friend. We took back this castle, didn't we?
Yeah,
In a
we.
manner of speaking,
Yeah, we did.
I suppose.
Yeah, you know.
And
Yeah.
what manner
Oh
was
damn,
that
she
thing?
saw the fight. That's too bad.
She and her fellow knights drew off the garrison defending the castle. Else, we would not have succeeded.
If it were not for the sacrifice of others, we would be no heroes of Goliath now.
Make no mistake, I have high hopes for you. We must unite the people behind us if we are to put an end to this endless war. Word of your heroics emboldens them.
Then you hold us up as heroes to serve some stratagem, is that it?
If you do not like it, give truth to the lie. Write
Yeah.
your own fate on
Twice
the
wrong
battlefield.
again.
May fate smile on us both, Dame Ravnus.
His Grace provided you with war funds, yes? Remember, they do no good sitting in your coffers. Arms, spells, provisions. Even a single magic ring can mean the difference between victory and defeat.
She thinks highly of herself. I pray we are not near when she falls from such height.
They both look at her like, what'd you say?
Catfight.
Alright. I accept you're joining me. Welcome aboard, Baird. We can rename Baird. Okay, it's time for y'all to join my army if you would like to. Also, I probably should put no spoilers in this because I haven't seen the PSP version. I don't want spoilers anyway. But I am unfamiliar with this new character already, so there's obviously some stuff I'm not gonna know. If you would like to join the Burning Hogs and die terribly on the battlefield as I try to do anything right, you can type the word into chat, which is going to be soldier. And I will roll names, and we are currently picking Baird.
You may or may not survive past the first chapter. Good luck.
That's true. I'm pretty familiar. I don't know what kind of resurrection system they have, if any. It used to be a single spell that you could only get one of that you got in Chapter 2, and that was the only way to res, unless you were lucky and got an undead or something, or a Valkyrie was born or something like that. An Angel Knight could happen. Very unlikely, but generally speaking. Yeah, generally speaking, when a soldier died, it was a huge pain in the ass. They were level 20 or 30, and you'd have to level up some new goon at level 1. It would take forever, all the way up to level 20. Just like 20 minutes of devoted time to get that person mostly caught up. Okay, let's start rolling those names. Rejax, this is you. Hell yeah.
An archer already, interesting. I guess you don't have to be a warrior or a squire, I guess it was called in the original game.
Hero pro. Or tag. There you go. Archer's gonna be good. Also a wizard. Like usually you have to level up a little bit. Mostly I think because they wanted to teach you how to change classes, I think, but like level 4 or 5 usually before you can gain any of these kind of classes. They're very basic classes.
Yeah, normally you had to go through about 4 or 5 fights, as you mentioned, and at the same time too, not every character who got to like level 4 or 5 would be able to be any class. It really depended on the random stat they started with.
Here's a healer. That's true. We probably have a... Ooh, I don't even know what a rune fencer is.
This is new.
Is that a dragoon?
It's got a spear, I guess so.
Maybe like a Valkyrie equivalent?
Male Valkyrie? Could be. If I remember, the classes are named differently based on the gender of the character, I suppose.
That's true. Fencer. You are represented by this rune fencer. We are out of recruits. Okay, now we could shop. I'm gonna add a mod that says fight it out before each battle, because I don't think we got that treat.
Nope.
What a shame.
A little disappointing.
Dismiss is here. Change class. I'll check the play guide.
And it looks like our max party level has gone up from 3 to 5 now.
Giving up the shield for 10 damage, 5 HP, and 3 dodge. It is pretty heavy, but I think it's less heavy because the shield's gone. This necklace is very nice. We get a game over if he dies, so they're kind of giving us a thing like that as a way to get around that. He has counterattack 1 up here. I see that now. That's not a skill like it is here. It's not an assigned skill. It's just something he has.
It may be class-based, maybe?
Well, these guys are warriors, and this guy has parry, so maybe it's because of weapon. Or something. But it doesn't say that anywhere. It is because of the weapon.
Okay. That explains that.
Wait, is it? Yes. It just takes a second to load.
Dealing 25% damage is new. It used to be 100% damage.
There. I don't know how to change pages quickly. There's a hotkey for it. I need to check that out. But that is where I needed to see what the hell these numbers were for.
And notably, that's called counterattack 1, which means there's probably a counterattack 2 and 3.
The sticker. We can give you some magic, presumably. Remove sleep and charm.
Vulcan Lance, I guess, in the top right. Oh, that's interesting. Your Valkyrie can equip magic. I guess they always could, too.
Yeah, that is truly just the Valkyrie, as far as I can tell. They always had access to spells. It wasn't their primary thing, but they were good with spears specifically, and that's what this person has, so... Makes me think that's all they are. Which is a pretty damn good class. You could end the game with one and still be like, that's okay. Here's our wine. Inflict breach.
Effect breach. What's that blue gem at the top right do? Oh.
This is res.
A res item, that's new.
And it's not very expensive either. Just heavy. By the looks of it, extremely heavy. 25.
I don't know if it's actually 25. Like, you put it on, how slow do you get? Or does it cost 25 to use, maybe? Because the agility in the top right's not moving.
That's true. Yeah, it might be that. In that case, these are definitely worth using. Like, if I'm going to use a heal, I'm going to use the heal proper.
I'm going to get Rouse Mind, and one of those items needs, like, is an either. Maybe it restores MP.
I can't desert my own company.
Come on, I'm your buddy.
What if I have a picture of him saying that somewhere?
You wouldn't turn away your oldest friend, would you?
Yes.
You are my only family in all the world. You promised we'd always be together.
He didn't actually promise that. He just walked out of the building.
That's true. Allegiance, burning hogs. What is the point of this button? I don't understand what it is. It just highlights the skill buttons? Anyway, Warrior is presumably just worse than Berserker. I assume that's true. Knight is also a decent choice. It's defense versus pure brutality here. Which one do we want? 241 versus 81, and
maybe that's because we don't have a knight weapon.
Berserker up.
He looks no different.
Yeah, I think that is why, because these stats are way better. Wow.
I assume there's some advantage to staying a warrior over a knight, but I'm not sure what it is. Maybe you have a better opportunity to equip more weapons, maybe a bow for the warrior.
I think that they're pretty bad if they're anything like they used to be. Stat growth was a thing. When you leveled up as a knight, you would get more HP. If that's still a thing, then you want to get rid of those warriors as soon as possible. I don't know if it's still a thing, though. I would get rid of that if I were balancing the game. I would throw that kind of thing out, because that sucks. But that's how the PlayStation game was. Let's trash bag this one. Good to go. Let's shop, actually. I haven't done that. All that equipment. Oh, we can just trade these in? Yeah. You got it. Thanks for the sub. I wonder if there's any tangible difference here between the two. I don't think there is. There should be here a tangible difference, right? Because the witch is not a wizard.
She's not called a witch anymore either.
Yeah. Magic user who casts spells to damage. No, I think they're the same now. Look at this description. I wonder if the wizard can just cast all of the stun stuff.
Maybe.
Did they really tone it down that much?
The male cleric used to be called an exorcist, and no longer is apparently. It's just called a cleric.
I don't think we need... I mean, I would get another archer first. Just in my experience, they're good. But, yeah, let's do that. Let's grab one fella. Chaos.
Ah.
I love to
this
recruit
does
him,
actually
man.
matter.
Just recruit a new guy and he's just throw out your morals. You are what I say. Embrace chaos.
Also, you will change your god.
That's right. Air maybe is good.
You sure?
We're gonna roll another one. Hi Roy, this is you.
What do you say?
If this game is anything like it used to be, it's very likely that the archers will be the only survivors. Just to the end of the game, just gonna be super good. Alright, we got all kinds of stuff in here. I need to look at the manual that they have in game and see what the hell that means still. Titles. Oh, well, good. Got me a Steam achievement. Nothing here, nothing here.
Oh, detailed help seems to answer the question here. What's the keyboard shortcut for it?
F1. Up from 10 to 12 units deployable. Yeah, 3 rows.
You certainly don't have 12 units right now.
That's true. That's why I recruited one, but I was hesitant to do it more because I don't know if they're going to give me any. They probably will give me a few.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I don't need to worry about that because I can just level up the whole party or whatever. You know, preset a battle party.
Scouting is new.
Yeah, every turn in this game you can move and act or use a skill, and that's it. Do all of them in any order you want.
But for every one you do, you delay yourself even more. If you just attack and don't move, you get a turn faster.
We can revive them with magic or items. If they die, they're gone forever. And their stuff drops on the floor. Okay.
Which means you can lose it.
There is no... I mean, that's it. That just... I bet if the battle ends before that happens, it also, just like in Final Fantasy Tactics, I think that's this system. Whatever they did in the PSP system is not this, I don't think. I think they're just gone if they die, and that's it. And I have a chance to res them if I have the stuff. Movement is the same as it was, I'm familiar with this. A prediction on hit viability, I wasn't paying attention to that, but that's definitely a thing.
XCOM rules.
They automatically replace used consumables. I saw that. That's nice. I'm gonna find breach in here and see what the hell that is.
Maybe something like defense down.
They didn't list it. They forgot to tell me what breach means.
We'll do it live and figure it out. All right, attack type: crushing, piercing, slashing. This may be what we're interested in.
Umbra. Love them in Monster Train. This isn't really... They're really hyping this up, but I haven't really noticed much difference in this in terms of, like, whatever. If I hit lightning with earth, it's gonna give me, like, 5 more damage or something. It's not crazy. It maybe matters if you're using magic a little bit more.
Zombies, huh?
Okay, these are action skills. They require mana. So what the hell does the sword do as a skill? I didn't check.
It becomes more powerful as it levels. So maybe you get better at using swords by using swords.
I think ogres are in the game as a summon bad guy. Like, you can't have one, I don't think. That's a super end game. They're very dangerous. That kind of beast is in here though, I think. Okay, read all those. Extras. 100 unit cap.
Using shortcuts.
Here's auctioning for special items. I wonder if I still have to unequip usable items for training. Yeah, I just started. That's fine. It's a nice little graphic. Can't help but notice they're using the old school pixel art for this. Damn, what an insult. It's right there, they have it. They just turned it off.
May have just ripped this directly out of the PSP version, and they're like, we don't need to remake these.
Finishing moves is something I haven't seen yet. Once weapon skill is a certain level, finishing moves can be used.
Huh. That explains why we have weapon skills equipped as skills. Buff card. So it looks like cards are still in the game then.
state of the battle. Buried treasure still a thing. I didn't find any. Yeah, that's right. Usually you get one in the first area if you just walk forward. There used to be like -10 weight god summon orbs you could get.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some recruitment tips. You can just take a friend. I like everything except for the character models themselves. In terms of visuals, I think that's a mistake. And it's why I bought this on Steam. I'm literally the only reason. It's because I want to mod that out at some point. As soon as I figure out how.
And if you don't, someone else probably will.
Probably won't take long. Probably next week I'll have that get as close as possible. Loyalty is a thing. With detailed help. Hurt units want to join. Loyalty increases when you fail to persuade. The enemy who picks up the loot will drop it when they die. In this. But we have to kill them.
So if you kill the enemy leader before you kill the enemy that picked up loot, you don't get that loot.
Battle cards are still here, just didn't see any.
Desertion. Yeah, I guess that was a thing back in the day too.
Yeah. Here's all the details here. Destructible obstacles. And a calendar. Okay, that's all the help. All I learned was that I can highlight with the F1 button maybe and find out what the hell that is.
Good day.
Elemental affinity.
Hmm.
I don't think that's what I'm pointing at, though. I don't know how to use this help.
It's like you should be able to highlight, like when you go into that, you see these like dots, these light dots appear anywhere.
There.
Deals slashing damage at level 4, I guess.
It just is bonus damage, maybe?
Or maybe particular damage types do better against particular armor types, like bashing against plate armor, for example.
Yeah. Well, that was my question. I didn't know what the hell that was. But he had lightning damage on his, so... that's fine. I really like spears. And I want to give my Berserker one or this instead of the short sword. There's a two-hand sword here.
Does 13 more attack damage, so it's about a 33% increase in damage.
The hammer is worse. It gives you more avoid, though.
I think because the number is red, it decreases your avoid.
I don't know why that would be. I mean, decreases it compared to what?
Compared to not having it equipped, I suppose.
Yeah, so it's negative avoid.
But it gives you strength.
I mean, I usually use spears because they dodge counterattack, but counterattack being more rare makes them a little worse than they were.
Yeah, the range is still nice, but not as necessary anymore.
blowgun. What the fuck is this?
Is that a lizard man or something over there?
None of us can use this. Lizards only. Bonus damage to reptiles, actually.
Huh. It seems to do crap damage.
It probably is debuff maker.
It gives you luck when you use it, so maybe it crits more often. Its rings are new.
Yeah, we might as well get some of those. Got all this cash. I wonder what the value of being air attuned actually is in practice.
Perhaps it makes you more resistant to that element. I'm not sure. Just straight up buy exorcism now. That's solve the problem in the future.
I think I should. I have a cleric who doesn't have it.
Sleep charm. Who can cast that? Any of the mages, maybe?
Yes. No,
Okay,
only the
so-
wizard that I have, but I don't have the witch, so presumably she could too. They really have just made wizards better and gotten rid of the entire witch class. I always had a witch in my party because these are great spells. Yo, thanks for the sub. Enchant your weapon to do elemental damage. That's interesting. That probably is good. Stun is incredible. Charm is even better if it works. Sleep is lame. Poison's pretty weak. So if I'm gonna do one of these status effects, this is the only these two is the ones I would try and get to work.
Charm is single target. Paralysis apparently is multi-target.
Yeah, that's why I think they toned this down because it was busted to just be able to like laugh at a whole group and get 3 or 4 of them on your side. Gonna give him that and see what happens. Anything else? Stuff. This goofy stuff.
Apparently the red stones are kind of expensive.
Yeah. Hobble, leaden, strength, fortify. We didn't read about any of these. Spellcraft. None of these were listed in the...
True strike is probably accuracy, strengthened, and of course it's damage. Spoil spell, I have no idea. Decreases their intelligence, maybe.
Oh no, I've been inflicted with false flight.
A mage knight. Oh yeah, rune fencer or Valkyrie.
Do I have a regular like Amazon? I don't think I do.
No, I don't think you have Valkyrie. You only have that rune fencer.
Yeah, they only gave me a cleric and like they give me one regular warrior dude, and then everyone else was upgraded already. So we don't need any of these really at the moment. That'll do.
Well, friend.
I don't think there's going to be anything different here.
Good day.
Doesn't look like it.
Well, friend.
Let's hook them up. Damn, I already had a hammer. Should have paid more attention. Oh well. Didn't look like I needed to upgrade my armor either.
Oh, that's neat. you can actually equip him. He doesn't complain.
Yeah. You can upgrade him. You can't probably take... Well, I guess you can from him. You can steal whatever you want. She probably won't let you take this, though. Oh, she will. Wow, that's new. Just take this artifact right off of her.
I notice they don't have that escape gem equipped anymore. I wonder if that matters or not.
Yeah. That's interesting. I don't understand why this is a button. I still don't get that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, we need hammers.
Well, equipping that hammer skill increased your attack by 1, which is cool, I guess.
Yeah, maybe that's all it is.
Also, Vice seemed to have an interesting skill he could equip that Denim cannot. It costs 40 MP for some reason.
Oh. Might as well.
You can't control him, so...
He'll do what he likes. Insert attack. Yeah, all Denim has here is just regular old... skills. We might as well equip this, right?
Sure. I guess that means he'll just randomly jump in when he is next to someone being attacked.
I don't see why we shouldn't, because we got 4 spaces.
Yeah, Vice can equip it too. Ah, that's interesting. So according to Almond Roll in chat, you can learn these skills and then cross-class them. So
I better change back.
I think Denim learned it. I don't see it though, so I don't know. Maybe they can't always be cross-classed.
Just making sure I like my setup here.
I don't see Valkyries can equip bows. I don't remember that being a thing.
I think most people can. They don't really need that armor. But oh well. I could probably reduce their weight a bit if I really wanted to. They're not going to get attacked much.
They better not get attacked.
Okay, you got all that stuff. Paralyze.
Interestingly, I think Pyroi is a Galgastan rather than a Walstian, so that may cause some drama later.
Shit. No one has any finishing moves. I'm just gonna stick with this because I don't have a token to turn back to warrior. Oh well.
Nope. You could buy one, but
what a burden.
It'll be fine.
There's a good chance for AI Arena. Maybe.
There's something I have to take care of. You can handle this lot.
I'm so tired. Let me sit this one out, would you?
You got
no
it.
leveling the guests.
To the other side. Actually, how do you... train the other set?
Do just random enemies appear? Apparently.
That's interesting.
You appear to be outnumbered.
Yeah, I used to be able to automate this. Looks like we're stuck in. I was thinking they were going to give me 2 turns and CPU control, which maybe is a thing in here somewhere, but maybe they just removed it. Is there a way to quick move, just like not go through the menu to do it?
I did not see anything about that, unfortunately.
I don't know why they make me double click either, for that matter.
Now, I'm kind of hoping you can game over during training. I don't think you can.
No.
Also, what is that class?
Which one?
The female class up front. Is that a female knight, maybe? Yeah, female knight.
Incredible. What a beast.
Yeah, something they never really tell you during the game, that you can actually aim further than you actually are. You can attack 3 to 6. Oh yeah? Watch this.
I think I can use the keyboard more and less with the mouse to maybe have a better time with these commands. Oh! Okay, paralysis isn't as dangerous as I thought it was, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, using the keyboard is faster. I have no mana. Smash. Okay, do we have enough for this? Yes. Out of range. What is the range on this?
Automatic crits, 100% accuracy, range, question mark?
Oh, she uses it on herself. That's weird. Why don't they just do it?
Oh, it's a buff. Huh.
Damn. Nice work.
Yeah, so paralyzed apparently is a chance and not a guaranteed thing anymore.
Yeah. She's still got the effect on. She just isn't losing her turn to it. In that case, charm maybe is better. Charm's pretty damn good, if it works. Hammer. Oh, hero is dead. What a shame.
It's okay. You got this. I don't think you got this.
No, it's going pretty bad. That paralysis attempt only blocked one turn in the end and was not worth casting. On an attempt of 3, I imagine that there's defense against it based on like wisdom stats or something. But even so, it's really my only chance just to hit her with that successfully. Got her again. She's too close to these fellas. That's interesting.
Run away.
Not bad. Well, they definitely changed training. It used to be able to be automated, which really took a lot of the pain out of how often you had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You could just leave them running AI arena style, make 2 teams that were pretty close to the same skill level, and then they would just battle for a while.
Hopefully you still get XP even though you're not going to actually kill this party.
I imagine so. I probably won't do training again unless I have to.
Earth of Birth. I'm guessing that means weak to Earth for some reason.
No, there's no way it's lethal. There's 0 chance that I'm losing these units.
Training with lethal, then I mean, there's no reason to do it over, say, like random encounters on the map.
Also, there's no like indication that they're dying, which is a thing apparently, that they just lay on the floor for 3 turns.
Yeah.
Good luck, Sir Knight. You got punched.
We did pretty good for being outnumbered.
Yeah. Oh no. We did not get that 53 XP, it looked like.
No, I guess you have to win the training battle. That's interesting.
You mean the blurry models? I don't know why they look like that. It's gross. But everything else looks good. They are the same exact models on all of these units here, except for this one is new, and this male archer was, for some reason that wasn't a thing, and I feel like that wasn't a thing. I might be wrong.
Nope, there was no male archer in the original game, and it looks like you're limited to 6 people here.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess we will let the wizards sit out. Don't really need them for this. I don't have a good spell for them is the problem.
Is this a joke? You're not leaving me out of this.
I love being yelled at by Vice.
I have a duty to fulfill. I won't turn from it now.
But thou
These are
must.
my troops. I must lead.
Alright. Denim cannot die.
Win with a cleric for bonus XP. Use magic to heal for a water charm.
That's neat. Definitely wasn't not in the original game.
Wow.
I think the translation, well, it's definitely not like the original game. But I'm not sure how closely it resembles the Japanese version.
Wallister rebels? Here? Then Almorica has fallen for true. Reinforcements for their
Forsooth.
demon we've pinned down in Chrysaro. Make peace with the light, Wallister swine. Today you die.
Here comes our
You
hero.
looked a lonely lot. Thought I might join you. I am Canopus. Step forward and meet your fate, dogs.
Wow, Canopus, that's rude.
He's pissed. Like that, he is the only one of those guys who just immediately joins us and sticks around. Like, he will join our team after this, and he'll just be a permanent dude that can die. He's just a regular dude after this fight.
And the fun thing about him is that his death message will change based on the chapter you're in. So we always killed him off all the time.
He's extremely good, even for a Birdman, who is already an archer that can fly, which is extremely the best thing in the game, until you get, like, warping shoes. But he also has unique skills that no one else has at all. Just like the ability to summon tornadoes and shit. He's just out of control. You can now use Chariot Terror? What?
Oh, time rewind.
Oh, nice.
You don't need to keep restarting to get, hit that 10% chance to kill. Or yet you can.
I bet there's something in here. I was right.
This is a Wallister fight. We need no help from you.
Shut up, Vice.
Stubborn as ever, eh? How did one so young grow so thick of skull?
Damn right.
Thick? I'll give you thick.
What the fuck?
Not the wings.
Vice, control yourself.
Shut up, Vice. Gonna heal the one damage he took. No, he didn't take any. Okay, that's fine. We'll save that. I do need to heal this battle for a prize of some sort, so I'll make sure I do that. I think those skills are passive skills, so they're just... Yeah, like, there's nothing here for that, right? Like, she has the bow skill equipped, and that's just a bonus, and nothing else.
Yeah, I guess it's just a guaranteed crit every 2 or 3 turns.
Where's my Berserker? Spells do you have?
So you are lightning aligned, and you're attacking something that's fire. I'm not sure what lightning is weak to, or what's weak to
Here we
lightning.
fight for Wallister
Earth?
honor. But where does it lead?
What's
I
the
think Earth
matter?
is strong against
Lose your
lightning.
nerve?
Yeah.
Or has the nagging of your pacifist sister unmanned you? Always hiding behind
She's in
her
the battle,
skirts.
literally, right there.
Thick of skull and a bully besides.
Yeah, drag him.
That's enough squawking out of you, Birdman.
Shut up, Vice.
Better a bird than a brute.
Ugh, you're not men. You're children.
Congratulations on your skill level up.
Oh, that explains that. You the weapon type, get skill in it, maybe unlock more skills for that
Let me tell
weapon.
you a thing or two about battle, Dylan. Clear the wax from your ears and listen.
I've had him die in this battle before.
The key is to divide and conquer. Whether you face a fearsome giant or a timid dormouse, that's the way it's done. Focus your attacks on one enemy at a time, and you'll emerge the victor.
Anyway. Pincer. Yeah! Already paying off. Incredible.
Berserker was the right choice.
There you go, my man.
Denham, Sibyls and mages cannot withstand the withering attacks of the front lines. Keep us in the back, where we can support our warriors from afar. Be mindful of the enemy's position, and bring us no closer than need be. Use a bird's eye view if you're unsure of the distance.
They're talking a lot during this fight as well. Normally the tutorial and all conversation will be out. I have never seen Vice throw rocks Canopus before. That was new as well.
Mm-hmm. Character development, I guess.
Ow. Archers seem weaker only because there's more HP on the enemies, and they just don't do that much damage. They still do chip damage, though.
I guess my usual strategy of stacking Archer, then killing from afar, won't necessarily work here.
Advice, Denham. If you come across a blue card on the field, be sure to pick it up. These can provide a boon to aid you for the rest of the battle. Stronger attacks, more critical strikes, and the like. But a single unit can only benefit from 4 of these boons at once, so mind who you give them to.
Are they permanent?
Oh, and keep away from the red cards. These will wipe out any boons you've already picked up. You might want to try knocking your enemies into those. Green cards raise a unit's core attributes.
Okay, the green
and
ones.
The best part is they keep the bonus even after the battle ends. Take a close look at each card before someone picks it up to gauge its effect. There are many kinds, and it doesn't pay to go wasting them on the wrong soldier.
Anyway, here's one for free. Is he gonna give me those? I assume he will. Nice block.
Now, I know it says that you can't let Denham die, but can you let him be knocked down?
Maybe.
Let's hope we don't find out.
I don't know if she can block a crit or not, so I thought that would be a good way to just get rid of her. I love the dopey little wobble.
Oh, that is pretty good.
Sorry, Vice. Okay, the cards just kind of appear.
Yeah, that's weird. I thought they were normally dropped.
That's definitely what they were before. This means more loot for us. Yeah, 31 is not even worth shooting almost. Need to level that up.
I know one of your archers is level 1, so that may be impacting his damage a bit. I think it's Pyroi.
Levels are probably huge still. Wow!
Yeah, those blue cards are no joke.
Well, that's dangerous, because she's got the crit skill.
Do you remember your other bonus objective?
Yeah, I got
One
it
was
already.
heal.
Just casting heal once was all it was. It told me I got it, so it just popped up and said, hey, nice work. As soon as I healed my friend there. Four.
Yeah, some good work ethic right there.
I guess I'll just smash this guy. Sorry, Denim.
No place to die. This.
Final Fantasy Tactics is it's kind of actually a clone of this game. The same studio made it using very similar systems, but they changed it quite a bit by the time it came out, and it had the ability to switch the camera and stuff was also new. But this is the 7th or 8th game in the Ogre Battle series. Got some more slops. We got an experience charm. And a water charm, whatever that is.
We get some XP. Is it enough to level everyone to 5?
Wow.
Not quite. Pyroi is catching up. No. Go away.
Rename. Welcome to the Order of Burning Hogs.
Vice did not like that.
That's too bad. Charms can be used to do what? Oh, just change them to water whenever you want. And then there's this. Just use that for XP. That's a decent chunk of XP also. I don't even know what element that is.
Water or ice, one of the two.
It must be ice, because this is water. Water's the same as it was.
So then fire will beat ice, and ice will beat something. Maybe wind. Yeah, your hammer leveled up 1. I'm not sure why that matters here.
This guy got a new skill that didn't get equipped. There's no indication that there's a new skill available, unfortunately. The UI could use a little overhaul.
Yeah, it'll tell you at the end of combat, but there's a lot of information coming in at once.
I think I am unimpressed with Paralyze. It's just gonna drop it. I'll go grab Charm later. We're probably fine to do the next battle at least.
Yeah, you're probably good. And if I remember too, like area effect spells increase their area effect as you leveled up, so maybe Paralyze will be good one day, just not today.
Yeah. Use magic to heal for bonus and obtain a buff card for a light charm.
Changing your elemental to light is interesting.
Everyone's here except the wizard. Got limited my slots still. So we didn't. This is why I didn't go recruiting, because we are limited in a different way. I thought that might be the case. This map is probably the same one I'm thinking it is. Just a river going across some city.
There he is. Mr. Exorcist himself.
I don't think that's him.
Oh no, over there in the top.
Oh, yeah.
Presence? Oh, Donatello now. Donaldo.
Not Presank or whatever his name was. This used to be a witch. I don't know what the fuck it is now. I like to recruit these if I can get away with it.
Yeah, I don't think it's recruiting during story battles, I'm afraid.
Used to be able to recruit this kind of thing sometimes. If you were lucky. That's how I would always have one. And you could get the flying one and give it a bow. Or the skeleton, if they get exercised, they instantly are deleted forever. But if they get knocked down, they just stand up again. You're never going to keep them down. Let's go. Crisaro.
Oh, bother.
Father, ne'er have I seen such an undead throng. That necromancer uses men's souls for sport. Sleep, souls. Embrace the waiting everworld.
Oh, no.
Impossible! My exorcism has failed! Perhaps the corpses must be still before the soul can be put to rest.
Can't throw the Pokeball immediately.
I've forgotten
That's
much
not
in the
good.
quarter century that's passed since I last faced the undead. But listen to me, making excuses. Wait for me, Leonard. All I need do is hold out till reinforcements arrive.
We gotta knock him down and then get him in 3 turns to just stand up. That's not good. I mean, it makes him stronger if I have
The
him.
liberators! Great Father, smile upon us this day.
Perhaps he merely bares his teeth at you, old man. The sleep has already taken your friends.
Necroprentice.
And no common sleep. They descend the sepulchral stairs toward death. When they wake, it will be as unliving horrors. We only need hold until Master Nybeth's return. Give them not an inch.
You want to be this
and show
archer
them
who's
no
just like,
quarter.
untold horrors beyond my imagination. Well, at least I'm paid well. She used to be a witch, but that class seems to be an overhaul, so now she's a necroprentice. What the hell is that? Crit chance. I can give that to you. You can just fly right on up there.
Digging the music though, it's pretty good.
Yeah. The collector's edition of this game has some kind of soundtrack with it or something. I wonder if they sell that separately. I'm not getting that card. Fuck that.
Maybe that one.
Don't die, Donatello. If I can get in healing range of him, he'll be alright. Well, he'll be alright anyway. He's tough.
He's self-sustaining.
Cannot shoot magic outside of range, unfortunately.
Advantage archer.
Oh, healing works. Okay. Well, that changes the game. I should have known that.
What is that, attack? No, skill up, I believe.
That's good damage.
That is. I have to wonder how maybe elevation played into that one, perhaps. 'Cause I don't think a skeleton would be weak to piercing damage.
Damn. Camera's fooling me. Actually, do we have, where is the chat button? How do I ask them to join my team?
I'm not sure if it changed the version or not, but I was never able to recruit anyone during a story battle. It always had to be a random battle.
I don't know. It's usually on my menu, though.
You may need to be in like direct range of them too.
The cards are silly. The cards add nothing to the battle. They're weird. There's so many of them.
Yeah, the skill up wasn't very good if I remember, but the attack up was like 50% additional damage in the last fight.
I cannot afford exorcism yet.
Speaking of attack up,
he's got it. He stole that card.
Vice never changed.
I was wondering if that would get in the way of that shot. Those spells are the worst ones because they are basically arrows, but they suck anyway. We need some real spells for these wizards. Dying on Team Necromancer just means you're gonna be Skeleton Town.
The AI seems a little better, like the leader just isn't charging into the middle anymore.
Wow, sideways bolt shot. My knight's getting trashed. Huge.
Pretty good. I see that magic up.
Nice star you got there, Vice. What you gonna do with that? Damn.
Whoops.
Gotta be careful with that.
Friendly fire is not exactly friendly.
$211 on that enemy and only that one. I could have got the crit kill if I turned it on. Damn.
I assume these undead are just very weak to... Can you not actually hit him with a hammer?
I don't know why.
Oh, because he's not there?
It's, weird. Yeah, that's why. I've never had that problem before. It's like the camera is harder to read for some reason. But I guess he is up here and not down here. This two up front really needs some healing. I gotta focus on that. I don't remember what my bonus objective was, but we did it. It's done.
One of them was healing, the other one... Don't recall.
I feel like I cannot use the wizard here very well. Let's just
maybe to paralyze. Yeah.
Well,
maybe not.
We have 3 healers here, which is keeping me going pretty well. The auto skill is pretty good on the other fellas because they have skills that do stuff like give them elemental damage and shit. She could probably take somebody out with this. Wholesale, completely murder somebody.
So it looks like you found a crafting item too there.
Yeah.
You haven't gotten the crafting system yet.
I'll do that one. Highest damage so far from an archer, so, you know, still strong actually, turns out.
I have a feeling these ghosts and these skeletons aren't equipping armor.
True.
But it's good to see that armor actually does something in this game.
Where is Master Nybeth? What is keeping him?
Damn, the Necro Apprentice has been abandoned. There's a stat-up card, a permanent one. Finally. And it dropped off a regular enemy. Loyalty? Who cares? I guess I'll give that to the Gargistan guy.
I don't think you have him out. That'd be Pyroid, the male archer.
Yeah. I don't need that item. Probably should have meditated so I can exercise those ghosts.
Should give the card to Denim so he feels better about himself.
That makes sense. Damn. Oh, she's getting aggressive. So much for pacifism. One in swamps. Yeah, it's fine, whatever. Oh, it didn't hit them both. Maybe because of the height. Once again, tremendous.
Yeah, I'm like an archer still.
My wizard.
Uh-oh.
Does she have the mana to cast exorcism? No. This archer's very strong. Could be good. Wizard has defended himself. Sort of.
Katsuo's got it. Okay, maybe this AI is...
Wow!
Too good? Or overthinking things? Like, that leader definitely should have been in the fray by now.
I've retained loyalty. I mean, she hasn't acted at all. She hasn't done anything.
She just sat back and had been complaining.
Yeah, usually she's in here casting charm or something. Cool ghost. I noticed that when it rezzed, it didn't have full health, so I'm thinking ghosts aren't as good as they used to be. But archery would still kick ass on them, theoretically. We've run out of ghosts. Wonder if she even has any kind of anything.
She may be programmed to be a coward.
Yeah, we were using a level 1 archer to judge the poor archers. The archer with the crit on demand skill, on the other hand, she can use it all the damn time also, is stronger than any archer has ever been. I think this is too far. But yeah, 225 would have been the result if that hit, which is very lethal.
Yeah.
And
unfortunately, looks like by missing that attack, it used the buff that you had.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good spell. We are marching over here. That unit having heal is very nice. She's got some kind of drain pretty damn good, but it didn't give them anything for some reason.
I think it's an MP drain that it does damage. It's a little weird.
I thought maybe he would fire it over their head. Nope. Things you hate to see. No one's in range.
Looks like it should be okay. Canopus will get a turn first.
Good stone.
Alright, don't hit Denim.
Yeah, no archery this time.
Master Nybeth, even in death would I have served you.
Okay.
You should max out your levels, I believe. Pretty close. Which means your level cap is probably going up.
New skills for the Knight and the Cleric and Kashua and Canopus. And Sophie Iba has one. I need to go around. Almost every unit has some stuff to equip now.
My thanks to you, Denim. You saved my life. And my apologies to you, Abuna. Such is our reward for striking blind. Already I've lost too many of the Duke's men. I know not how I shall face him.
I am thankful that you, at least, still live. The Great Father favors us.
As he is surely displeased by the trespasses of this Nybeth, the sorcerer of the foulest sort.
Yes, Nybeth. He lies hidden in a rotting fastness beyond the town. Odd.
Our first choice.
His men left at Almorica.
Our first real choice.
Bound for Caritini. Or could he be scheming?
I want his head, whatever it may be plotting. I will not return to the Duke empty-handed.
You mean to take the fastness with these numbers? Should we not withdraw and regroup?
Were it only myself and the remnants of my men, I would find retreat more palatable. But do not forget our new allies.
I have not. Yet be mindful of the Galgastani threat. Why, they might attack Almorica at any moment.
As I see it, we would not have the luxury of choice were it not for the heroes of Goliath.
Let me be the heroes of something with a better name.
Advance or retreat. The decision is rightfully Denim's.
Voltaire,
all right, what are we doing?
I know you'll not object.
The heroes
at least
of
they didn't change.
Suckburg.
Then it's settled.
At least they didn't change Voltaire and Sarah's names.
Oh yeah, we get to those too. Those are usually the first archers and knights you get free. I don't know that I need you in my team, but welcome aboard anyway. Sure, why not?
Not anyone could be a burning hog.
We can't rename these. We have the option to go after the awful Necromancer battle over there, which is a very dangerous fight this early on. I don't think that there's any penalty for doing it. Like, you can just do it. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't think it locks you out of anything if you don't do it.
You get content for doing it, I know that, so we should definitely do it. Those attacks aren't anything interesting. No finishing moves yet on anybody, I don't think. Recruit a divine unit.
That's interesting.
I wonder if she'll ever do that. Just do that on her own.
I wonder if we're even going to see a divine unit anytime this chapter.
This knight has recruit, just regular recruit.
Okay, so that explains why you couldn't recruit earlier. You hadn't learned how to yet.
Well, we don't really need it. Also, it's humans only. It's specific. Can't recruit an octopus with this knight. Can't just recruit one of them fellas. There's no reason to have that at all. This is good though. Reduce damage by more than half for one turn. I can't counterattack anyway, so there's no reason not to use that. Whatever spell strike.
Spell strike. So who can Canopus recruit? A fairy. What?
Okay. Fairies are great. But when are we going to see one of those?
I thought maybe a griffin, but a fairy, well, whatever. It's got wings.
These all make sense.
Did Voltaire have a spell equipped? I don't remember knights being able to cast magic.
Looks like they can heal.
That's new.
Yeah, I'm out. But I think they could if I had a space for it. I don't think I have any new items.
Nothing really stood out. You had that charm that could turn someone to light elemental, maybe?
Yeah, what good is that though?
Be well, friend.
Yeah, good question.
We'll do one more battle here. We have to exercise one undead.
And use magic to heal. Easy enough. You're gonna do that anyway.
I can see using multiple healers again for this mess. The archers are going to be worse than they were.
You remember how this battlefield's set up then?
Yes. It's a disaster.
Let's fight uphill.
This is super biased. If I were on their side, this would be free.
Well, luckily, they don't have any archers, per se. Still, yeah, I agree. Having multiple exorcisms is pretty good here.
Tracked me down, have you? Moldova's gone then. She harbored a rare appreciation for my research. Sad to see her pass. Though I envy her newfound vicinity to death. Yet it is not time to join her company. Perhaps we might come to an understanding. I care not who rules this island. Take it. It's yours. My siege of Almorica was a purely business venture, you see. A deal struck with the Hierophant to satisfy my Curiosities. And what of it? Your precious castle is returned. What's done is done. Let me go free. The alternative... But no. The time it would take to destroy you is that much less time for my research. And I detest inefficiency.
This guy really had the chance to ham it up, and he didn't. Where's my necromancer crazy man?
Lay down your arms, and you will come to no harm. But you cannot go free. If you would do penance for your crimes, come to Almorica. I promise your life will be spared. Though, you will be our prisoner and treated no better than you deserve.
I approve. You forsake the chaotic nature of youth for the twin lights of reason and order. Yet I must decline. You may mean well, but there is no shortage of others who would see me hang. Even as I ask why we must fight, I accept the inevitability of the coming battle. Freedom's wage must be paid in full. Denizens of the Abyss, from ink of blackest night I summon you. Darkness to me.
Huh, I've heard that line before.
Oh my. Are those zombies?
I believe they are.
Now, an experiment. Let us mix youth with danger and observe the reaction.
Okay.
Youth plus danger equals an annoying fight uphill.
This is the zombie marker. That's awful. Well, that's worthless. Worthless for me.
I mean, I guess technically you could probably recruit zombies or have zombies of your own, but yeah, they're kind of locked as they are.
Just thought I'd look at all this stuff. They have a unique message for each zombie. Wow, they went all in on the descriptions.
Oh, I meant to ask too. If you let the game play the opening, do you still get that interesting little...
I sat there waiting for that. It just started a movie. Better prepare to heal, because we're going to get blasted for a while here. A whole bunch of archers firing in downhill. They can hit us from across the board. They just don't know it. They're unaware of that fact. I wouldn't be. I would be shooting non-stop. I wouldn't even move. Every single one of them should fire a bow. Like every upwards tile of height gives you one more range out. So all of them could reach the whole field.
Yep, this fight is not meant to be fair, and they're the reason why it's optional.
That's done. Sweet.
So maybe Spell Strike is more accuracy?
Unlikely, but maybe. Nice. Ow. So much for that stun. That crit card could be handy. And it was. My boy's needing healed big time. I need to get this fight out of control.
It's a big mosh pit right now.
Ah, counters the pincer. Uh-oh.
He's fine. Just a little charred.
Uh-oh.
He's fine.
He's gonna make it. Just gotta hurry up.
It's like we're playing an MMO. Just, you know, it's fun to let the tank get as low as possible before you heal him.
They love that.
Makes them really appreciate life.
I wonder if I have a clear shot of anyone here. Not really. Just paralyzed again.
Maybe that skeleton on the left?
Double stun. Oh, she's aggressive healing instead of healing the injured. That sucks. That's not what I wanted. I think I need to just back up and fire. I could jump up here, but then she'll eat shit. And she does not have that much health. That's probably okay.
Should at least serve as an alternative target for Denim here.
The zombie will be back. He can't even move. Shit. Everyone's dying around here. Wow.
Uh-oh.
Shit. We really need to lock this up.
The skeleton's a little dangerous right now.
Cannot get away from the million attacks. Yeah, she's down. What a nasty fight. It's worse than ever.
Not only lives, but the very dignity of repose. You fiend! In the name of the great Father Philaha, I condemn you to hell!
Great Father Phil.
Oh dear, not one of those. I find men who go about claiming they speak for gods insufferable. The tenacity of your belief is admirable, but truly, deities and demons? Rubbish.
Avaunt, mage! The holy light that gives me strength is a miracle in truth, as the necromantic heresy you practice is the work of demons!
What you call magic is merely another aspect of physical law, and those who call themselves deities or demons merely flesh. While one man's spirit may be lofty and another's heart devilish, bowing to one of them does not make you pious. It makes you weak. To honor gods and despise demons is to dilute the weight of your words and the import of your actions. A man of your years should have realized this fundamental truth by now.
Enough of this cretin's blasphemy! I was wrong to pay him any heed at all.
Yeah.
Sure, just run away from the conversation.
I did not get enough healing from my... They're too slow. I should have prepared them better. I guess, I don't know. They just, especially with her attacking with heal. There's no way I can handle the damage coming in. It's way too much. And I can't reach the boss. I think this is a loss of a fight.
Maybe you can rewind it?
Yeah. Not sure how this works. We sure can.
Go back 10 turns by the look of it.
Yeah, that doesn't help me. It would be a reload. I think I'll call it for now. Next time I play this, I'll give this battle another shot. But I don't know how I'm going to do better at it. Holy crap, it's biased. Probably we sit way back and let the zombies come to us and kill them first and then go in. That's probably the only way to do it. Because my flyboy can fly up here and start firing arrows at him, and that's almost the only thing that can happen that's any good for me. No one else can do that. He can't go up there by himself this way. He'd have to walk over here, and then he can fly up here. And then from there, he can start shooting. Which is really dumb. It's a really dumb fight then.
Nope. This is a riddle for future Smite to figure out.
Turn to title. Oh, I see. This is... We can come back to our losing battle. I mean, I legit think I probably will get wiped out by these guys. The rate this is going anyway. They are genuinely going to beat me. Oop.
If you win, it's going to be Pyrrhic.
We're going to lose at least the cleric for sure. But not just her. I think I'd lose 2 or 3 guys. Minimum. Thanks for joining me, Ruben.
Of course. Later.
We'll play some more of that tomorrow, probably. Have a good night, everybody. I'm going to send you over to Author Blues, who's playing Final Fantasy Tactics right now instead.